Hey, I'm here. I'm back with another review. So I am doing Married at First Sight episode, I think it's 4. Actually, a new episode is literally actually about to come on right now. But I'm doing last week's episode and I'll do this probably like tomorrow in a couple days or when the fuck ever. I ain't promise y'all when I'll do it, but I'll get it done. But anyway, let's get to it. So like I said, I normally go through couple by couple and then, when they're all in a group, I talk about that. Anyway, let's get to it. Who we got first? Lindsay and Mark. Long story short, before we really get into what happened with them, they fucked. That's pretty much what happened. They had sex. Um, I don't remember. No, we'll get to Lindsay and Mark later because I want to do people like what they got going on individually and then kind of talk about the group things that happened. Um, Jasmina and Mike. I'm really actually y'all. I'm trying to even remember how the fuck did the episode even start off? Did they all go on the group thing first? No. But anyway, we'll keep going with Jasmine and Michael. With them in the beginning, I think oh, that's what it was. They had woke up the next morning. Because remember I told y'all they didn't it wasn't even really like an argument to me. I just thought it was like them just kind of explaining like their differences on how they like kind of look at life. She's a half empty, like no, she's a half full, he's a half empty type of person. So he woke up the next morning and apologized for overthinking because he does that a lot. But he has lost a lot of people in his life, so that's why he kind of like looks at the world like really like kind of negatively. So that was them. Katina and Olajuwon, they go to the gym because I think ain't that what he do when he like a gym person or whatever the hell it is. And when they in the gym, like he being serious as hell with her, like, no, I'm sitting here thinking she's not your client, she's your wife, hun. So I understand you trying to show her that this is what you do and it's real serious. Okay, but it's what you do. As long as I respect it, I ain't gotta be out here twisting this ball and breaking my back. Like, thank you for trying to keep me in shape. But no, he was doing a whole lot. He had a real bad fucking attitude. Um, who else do we have before we get to what happened at dinner? I'm really getting frustrated. Okay. We'll get to Noy and Steve. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Noy and Steve are pretty like, yeah, like they don't really be having a whole lot going on. What else? Who else we got here? Was that 5? Lindsay and Mark, Jasmine and Michael, Katina and Olajuwon, Noy and Steve, Alyssa and Chris. Okay, all right, that's 5. I don't know why it don't feel like it, but anyway, Alyssa and Chris. Y'all know this bitch get on my damn nerves. And I'm gonna try not to yell so much this episode, but she really, really pissed me off at the very freaking end. Like I fucking cannot. So we go to Alyssa's room, right? And she talking about some, I'm just really upset because, I thought I would be waking up next to my husband because you didn't want to. What about that? Okay. So then we go over to Chris, and Chris is just saying like he's still so confused about what happened like the night before. And in his opinion, he doesn't understand how he disrespected Alyssa. You did not. Let me stop you right there, Chris. You did not disrespect her. She's like a brat. You did not disrespect her. And he said, which is the honest to God truth, I think. He was like, I think that Alyssa believes that disagreeing with her is disrespect. Yahtzee, bitch. That's what it is. The fact that you're not going along with everything that she wants and the producers and her mama and everybody else, that's why. That's what it is. That's why you're being disrespectful. And all of that bullshit happened, and guess what? He was still, because let me tell you something. If I was Chris, after that, after what she said to me last night, enough is enough. Girl, you gonna have your fun on the island by yourself, and I'm gonna have fun, and we ain't gotta talk. But even with all of that, he still was nice enough to set up time for them to go paddleboarding. She goes or whatever, she shows up, he's she was like, I'm being the bigger person and showing up. Bitch, how are you being the bigger person? How? I want you to explain to me how you're being the bigger person and putting things to the side. No, that's Chris. I'm so done. And then I just it really makes me mad. So they go and they do their little paddleboarding thing, and she was actually laughing and actually having fun and saying, this was actually fun. Do you want to know why? Listen, maybe if you gave shit an actual chance, maybe shit would be fun. And maybe you're not like physically attracted to him right now, but as most people know, your personality can make you ugly or it can make you cute. It can enhance or it can take away from my initial look at you. So I can look at you and think, well, this bitch is a wonder. Then I actually sit down and I talk to her and she's dumb as hell. She's ignorant. No, you have lost now all beauty. Same with a man. Why can't you just give credit? I'm done. I don't care. I'm getting aggravated. Then she sits up there when they're done paddleboarding and they're sitting talking and she's like, I just, figure out, like the experts were obviously wrong. This is just not obviously gonna work. And I'm really disappointed because my psychic is always right. And she told me I'd have a man with this and this and this. Girl, go home. Like, go home, Roger. I don't want to hear her no more. And this is really, I'm really about to snap. Like, I'm about to calm y'all down. Because the Married at First Sight producers really piss me off. You are wasting not only like the other person's time, but you're wasting the viewer's time when we have to sit here every fucking season and watch somebody who obviously doesn't want to be here or came for the wrong reasons. We're tired of that. Y'all need to vet these people a little bit better. And and you know what? Because sometimes you might not be able to tell. But once you find out, you need to end it. Cut it off at the knees. Cut it off. And you should also always have a backup for the person because there's no reason why Chris should keep trying to go through this. Y'all let Paige and Chris go through that whole fuckery of stuff of their relationship when they should have been over a long time ago. Same here. Cut it off, producers. Stop making Chris go through this nonsense. I'm sick and tired of it. Let's move the hell on. Let's see. So then we get to the group activity, right? So they went on like a boat or whatever. They go do that. So then the boys go off to be by themselves and the girls is over here on the, boat or whatever. As far as the boys are concerned, the main thing that I got out of that is that Mark said that Lindsay is just a lot. Like, he's like, she's just a whole lot and it's a lot for him to take in. And Lindsay, on the other hand, is saying the opposite. She's saying like, I love him. And they're like, oh my gosh, you love him? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, bitch, you do not love him. You're in deep like with him. I understand that. But it's just weird because they're like on completely different like planes. Like, she think everything's all good and go. But no, girl, you're doing a lot, which we'll get to in a second. So then they asked Alyssa, and Alyssa was like, well, I'm pretty sure you guys can see that, we're just going to move on. Yeah, girl, all right, fine. We don't really give a fuck. So then Lindsay starts talking about what happened with her and Elijah on the plane. And I was just so triggered, and da-da-da-da. And at first, I didn't like the way that Katina had like responded. But when she like explained why she was mad, I understood it. Because Katina pretty much was like, girl, I don't want to hear this. Like, this is just stupid. Because at the end of the day, you got your own, like, you triggered your own self pretty much. Like, you're the one who came up to him and came out of nowhere with that. And you were drinking really heavily too. So you started that. Then when he responded, now it's, oh, I've never seen somebody like that. And oh, I'm so triggered. Well, if you would have never started it, it would have never happened. And so that's why Katina was getting mad. She was like, but you're not about to sit up here and pretty much, like, try to put this all on my husband like you're rude and you're manipulative. And I have to agree. Lindsay is annoying as fuck. She's extremely fucking annoying. Very annoying, okay? And so Katina ends up getting up and walking off, because she's like, I can't do this, bitch. So Jasmina, being a real bitch, was like, look, Lindsay, I like you. You're cool, but you caused yourself to be triggered. And that's why Katina is annoyed. Like, you can say that you didn't, but you really started that whole thing, which is true. So then Lindsay starts playing victim again. And, nobody likes me. Nobody likes me. Everybody's been so mean to me. And not taking accountability for shit. And Mark, like he said before, is tired, girl. Because I think he ended up saying to her later, like, every time we doing good, you get into it with everybody else. Or it's always something with you. Like, why are you always doing the most, girl? And I would have to agree. So, then they have like all of the couples get back on the boat and they have this little never have I ever game, which I hate that fucking game. I personal reasons I hate that damn game. But anyway, so throughout that game we find out that Steve has cheated in the past. Elijah had messed with a mama and her daughter. And they asked about three sons, and everybody for the most part said no. I think except Elijah. What happened? All right, so then everybody goes out to like eat and stuff. So let's go through each person. Let's see, because this is after the group trip. Let's go back. Sorry, y'all. So Lindsay and Mark, right? So Lindsay and Mark, they pretty much go out to dinner and stuff. And Mark's whole thing to Lindsay is like, look, I feel like we've been moving really, 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 really fast. And you are really, really here all the time. And I'm like not all the way always there all the time. So obviously I like what we're doing, but I think we should like kind of slow down because it's really an accelerated path. Now, and Lindsay gets upset about that. I can get it from both sides. I get why Lindsay is upset because she's like, I mean, you did marry me. You are the one doing all of this stuff in front of me. Because then Lindsay started to get real nasty and be like, well, if you want us to slow down, don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Why are you farting in front of me? Why are you doing this? Why are you like real nasty stuff? So again, I get it from her side. Like, how is it that you want to slow down, but you married me? Like, wasn't the whole point of this situation to like accelerate it? But at the same time, I do kind of get what Mark is saying. Like, Lindsay, you're already day 2 telling people that you are in love with him. So I understand why he's saying, let's pull back and slow down just a little bit before y'all go so fast and y'all crash and burn. So I get what he was saying. But Lindsay gets upset at that and was like, why would you do this dinner and try to say all of this, like, fuck all of this dinner? And I'm just like, well, when else should he have said it? Like, no, I guess it wasn't technically romantic, but when else is he supposed to say it to you? Like, y'all have dinner and y'all talk. That's how shit goes. Sometimes the dinner ends well, sometimes it doesn't. It is what it is. So that was Lindsay and Mark pretty much for the majority of the episode. Jasmine and Michael. Now, see, didn't I tell y'all I didn't want to get my hopes too high for Michael, and I still got my hopes out for him. But apparently, we see Jasmine and she gets on her little confessional camera. She says that okay, now when they were all on the boat, I'm trying to remember what the hell was the question. The question, I think maybe the question was about whether or not they had sex. I want to say I think that might have been the question. And Mike has said, well, no, because I just want to make sure that she's comfortable, and da-da-da, and like, like what you think. And she said her part. That's what happened. And Lifetime rolled back the camera to show us that that's what happened. But apparently Mike pulls her to the side later and says like, oh, you cut me off when I was talking and I didn't like that. And I thought that was just extremely disrespectful. And she said he was just extremely disrespectful on how he was talking to her and stuff. And she was like, I'm not going to apologize because I did not cut you off, which she did not. So that was that. So they end up going to dinner because at this point, Jasmine, she's like, I don't even want to be in this marriage. Like, I could imagine the way that he was talking to her because he seems like the type that'll like snap real bad, real fast. And she was like, he's very much so like, this is what you're going to do. This is how it's going to be. Michael, we don't do those things over here. No, ma'am. No, sir. You're not telling no grown ass woman what she has to do. Okay? Okay, I'm not gonna go that hard on Michael, but you don't tell a grown woman what she has and has not to do. Okay, so they go out to dinner and okay, the entire argument was really more so about the apologizing and the not of apologizing. Now, I will have to agree with Michael when Michael said that when Jasmina says, I apologize for the way that you feel, that is not a apology, because it's not Jasmina. I get her reasoning behind it, but it's not an apology because you can't oh Lord. You can't say to somebody, I apologize for how you feel. You can't apologize for that. That's how they feel. How are you apologizing for their feelings? No, you apologize for making them feel that way. That's what it is. Now, the way she could have said it was, I apologize for hurting your feelings. That was not my intention. That's how, in my opinion, you can apologize without apologizing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can apologize and recognize I hurt your feelings, but also make it known like that was not my intention by what I was saying or what I was doing. However, In this situation, it's a little different because Jasmina actually did not do that. And I got what she was saying. Like, I'm not going to apologize to you for something I didn't do. So I think the way they should have handled that is just agree to disagree. I really do. I just think that's a situation where they could just agree to disagree. Did he apologize to her? Yeah, either agree to disagree or just say, well, you want to know what, Michael? I'm just not going to apologize for that because I didn't do it and I refuse to apologize. I'm just not going to apologize. Kind of like she ended up saying, like, what I will apologize for is the fact that I'm not going to apologize because I did not do what you're claiming. And if I apologize, that's pretty much saying that I did that and I did not. Compromise, y'all. Compromise. Come on, let's agree to disagree. I like y'all two together. I think y'all are very, very cute. Where we all on time? Okay. And he did apologize to her for, being aggressive and his tone and his nature. And he said that is something that people tells him about and he has to work on. Let's see. Katina and Olajuwon, they go out. I don't know. Olajuwon, I got my eye on you, bro, because I want to make sure that you're genuine. That's it. I just want to make sure because a lot of the stuff that Olajuwon says, it comes off very much so like, this is what I'm supposed to be saying. Like, does that make sense? Like, Olajuwon doesn't come off to me a lot of times genuine. He comes off very much like, this is what I'm supposed to be saying. You know what I mean? It's really weird. I don't know, but I could just be reading him wrong, so I don't want to like pass judgment too harshly. But anyway, Olajuwon and Katina, they go out to eat or whatever, and she pretty much tells him like what happened on the boat, because I guess Olajuwon told her like, don't say anything. Ooh, Katina's just like my boyfriend, because this just happened with me and my boyfriend. I told him, don't say anything about that. It's fine. Let the situation go. What he do, exactly what she do, go ahead and say something. So she was like, I'm sorry, but I had to say something because she gonna protect her husband, period. And he said he had appreciated that. One thing that kind of bothered her is that he doesn't want to talk about his past at all. That would bother the fuck out of me. Absolutely. Because I'm the type, I want to know everything about your past. Ex-girlfriends and all. It won't get me jealous at all. I just really would like to know because it tells me a lot about you as a person, especially if I'm getting to know you. Like, I would be asking a whole bunch of questions like, well, tell me about the girls you did deal with. But he doesn't like to talk about it, and that would be weird to me. He was like, I even deleted my Instagram for you. And I got in my comments and my notes, okay, like, can you not control yourself enough that you need to delete your Instagram? That's another conversation. Anyway, so that was pretty much them. Noi and Steve, like I said, not much really happened there other than the fact that she said that she could see herself falling in love with him and he never reciprocated that back because, he obviously just met her. And then they both like admitted that they had cheated in their past, but they kind of explained that they were young and they wouldn't do that now. That was Noi and Steve. They're pretty easy. Listen, Chris, Lord, I'm weary, Father. I'm weary. So, Chris, again, being nice. Because like I said again, Chris, you're better than me because I won't fucking talk to this dumb bitch. She's annoying. He goes and he's like, I set up this thing, because I really wanted to go snorkeling and stuff. So she comes downstairs in the lobby and they're talking. And he says, I think it would be cool, if we go, snorkeling. Like, that would be so cool. Da da da. I don't want to do that. You can have fun doing that. So I'm glad that Chris said, okay, fine. I'm glad that he said, you want to know what, bitch, that's fine. I'm going to go. So they go up while he's getting all of his gear and stuff. She's like, oh, I don't want to do that. And then she saw his body. She was like, yeah, I seen his body and just being a bitch, a cold-hearted bitch for no reason, okay? So while he's out doing his snorkeling thing, she goes back inside. Like, she watches him for a little bit, but then she goes inside and gets some food. And the producer is pretty much sitting there asking her, like, what do you want to, wait, what did he say? Like, what is it that you want to do pretty much? And she's like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything at all with him. I just don't want to. And then she starts crying and was like, no, because I'm talking to my mom about it and I'm telling her I don't want to be here and I don't want to be around him. And she's just like, you just need to fucking do it, okay? Do you know how you're going to come up on TV? This is why they say mama know best. This is why they say mama know best. Because first of all, your mama was absolutely right. I don't really care how much you feel like you may not be feeling him, you need to just go and do it, because guess what? You're married to him now. So whatever automatic feelings that you had, you need to go and just hang out with the man and really get a chance to know him. That's what your mom was probably saying. And number two, she was right. If you sit up here and completely throw him to the side and just don't talk to him, do you know how you're going to come off? Exactly how you're coming off now. A bitch. You're coming off as a spoiled bitch. Because when it... Hold on. Because I'm going to get on my rant at the end. And then she's like, I don't want to be around him. I don't want to be around him. And she starts crying. And then he comes back from snorkeling to come inside. And she's like, tell him, don't come near me. Don't come near me. And it's just like, my whole thing is, bitch, because I don't care. I'll do it every week if I have to curse you out, because you deserve it. But the point of the matter is, you're wasting everybody's time. You did not give Chris a chance. And that's what's really bothering me. You literally took something that his friends told you about him, and you took that and you ran with it. You didn't use any other opportunity to get to know him, because you can't even say, oh, I tried. And like I said, for her to say last week, ever since we've known each other, bitch, you said that on day one of your honeymoon when y'all got married last night. So how have you even really got to know him? You're literally, and like I said, I want her to, why won't she just be honest? The same way that, what was the guy's name? I can't remember. But the guy who was on the same season, the guy who maybe like 2-3 seasons ago told the girl to her face the first night that he wasn't attracted to her. And then, you know, they like never lived with each other. She lived in a room by herself, but she would see him there and there. Him. That's what the fuck you're doing. You was better off, because as much as he annoyed me, I think his name was Zach, as much as he annoyed me, at least he told her. You could just be real and say, I am not physically attracted to him, so it's making it a little hard for me to like kind of get into this. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you signed up for this shit. You need to sit down and really get to know him versus saying you already know him. You do not know that man. You're being a bitch for no reason. And you should have listened to your damn mama when she said how you will come off on TV. Because guess what? Every week, and I'm pretty sure if I turn it on right now and I go to Twitter, they probably dragging the fuck out of you, because you are coming off, like, not coming off. You are a bitch. Okay? And you're being bitchy to him because he doesn't look the way that you wanted him to look. And that's extremely shallow. You're extremely selfish. And the way that you're treating this man who's doing nothing but trying to be fucking nice is disgusting. And nobody will ever want. And my thing is, I will hope that you know that this doesn't look good. This doesn't play good for you in the future with you trying to get in a relationship anywhere, you know, down the line. Because if I got in a relationship with you and you told me you was on Married at First Sight, I would absolutely go back and watch that season. And if I saw how much of a bitch you was and acting like that towards him, baby, there ain't no future for me and you. She is absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting the way that she's treating him. It's really making me mad. And if I gotta come on here every week until you off my screen and drag you, I will. It's fine. It ain't nothing. It's only a couple minutes for me to drag you. I'm out, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Bye.